Honorable Bakary, Badjie, Director of Planning and Programs, Mr. Jao, Mr. Badjie, representing the General Manager, Independent Stadium and Press Reporter, distinguished media personnel here represented. Good morning to you all. We are gathered here this morning to enable the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports brief the general public about what's happening at the Independent Stadium here in Bakary. You are all aware that some time ago, CAF banned the Independent Stadium to aim matches. So as a result, government has been working towards refurbishing the Independent Stadium to meet that CAF requirement. And to this end, we are all invited this morning to have the Honourable Minister brief the general public about what is happening and where we are here. What we're going to do, we will allow the Honourable Minister to make his briefings, after which we will invite some few questions which the Honourable Minister will respond, and then after which we will now take you to a conducted tour of the Independence Stadium so that you can see for yourself what is happening here. So on that note, distinguished gentlemen and lady, I have the honor to invite the Honourable Minister of Youth and Sports to make his briefing. Honourable Minister.
Good morning. Thank you to DPS, the Permanent Secretary, Technical at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and good morning to the Director of Programs and Planning, Jao, and Mr. Bayo, admin, and Finance Manager of the Stadium, and all of you that are here, including our people from the press. Like DPS said, this is actually going to be a very brief one. We thought it is important to invite the media here and just go through the most important things of the project. We know that the stadium, the Independent Stadium banning, has generated a lot of interest across Gambians, both in and outside the country, in the same vein that it has been a major concern of government. And over the past months since the ban took effect, government through the Ministry of Youth and Sports have been working tirelessly to ensure that we get what is needed, which is the funds and the right people or the right companies to do the job. And over the months, yes, we've given up a deadline which passed, which was in September. And it's important to shed the light on that because people have always asked that question. Now, projects by nature, especially technical project like this, requires a lot of planning, requires a lot of consultation, and this is what has taken a lot of time. And of course, in 2021, when government was making its forecast and budget for 2022, the issue of the stadium refurbishment was never there, and because an assessment was done which went millions, it was technically and financially difficult for government to do. So because it was never part of our budget at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, it was never also factored at the Ministry of Finance level, and that has taken a lot. And we all know how much government is spending in football in the recent years. So commitments have happened, including the AFCON, and that has taken a lot of budget. So once the funds were secured, we were also expected to undergo a lot of process of bidding and review of those bids, and virtually procurement regulations that oblige us to wait for approvals at certain levels from certain offices, and that has also taken time. So when people were questioning or thinking the ministry or government was not committed in fixing the stadium, it wasn't about that. It was more about ensuring that we do the right thing and we ensure that all the procedures, all the administrative, the financial regulations are followed. Because again, when things don't happen right, it is our fault. It's the government that would be blamed for not doing the right thing. So we wanted to ensure that we do the right thing and take our time and not rush into something that is not going to happen. And secondly, we know that this is not the first time stadium has been banned from hosting international matches. It has happened in the past. But what used to happen in the past is we do certain works here and there and get approval, or one match approval or temporal approval, and we go back to play, only to go back to being banned again. So government was committed to ensure that we do a holistic and comprehensive work that would cover everything that CAF requires, so that once we complete that, it would not be an issue of a one match approval and getting back to planning for another period, and then we spend money again to do piecemeal work. This time around, the assessment that was done by the Ministry of Works is complete, and it's everything as per CAF requirement, which is that the pitch that we have right here at our back must change, and it must be upgraded to a standard. So part of the work we're doing is removing all of these things that we all see here and do a complete new pitch, a new type of grass, and that is also going to change with the watering system and all of it that is required within the pitch area or the playground. And the other part is the individual seats that is going to go across the stadium. So all the areas, the covered pavilion, the opposite, Bakary, and the scoreboard area, all of those are going to be changed, to be modernized, and there will be individual seats, including the VIP area and then also the VVIP area. Additionally, we are refurbishing the entire electrical work and also the plumbing system that we have on here, and changing all the bathrooms and all the electrical and everything. And the media room also is going to be upgraded to standard with modern equipment, including the public address system and the basic IT gadgets that are needed for a modern media room as expected of a stadium. Now the other part that we're doing work is the change rooms, because as we know, CAF have told us that our change rooms are very small compared to what is the standard now. So there is, you can hear the noise behind, there is a demolition that is happening inside the change rooms, so that the walls that are between are going to be demolished, and the change room will be remodeled, and it will have the normal size that is expected. And we're going to have a change room for international matches and a change room for local matches, so that once the international matches are over, that place will be closed and secured for another international match, and then the local leagues will use the other part. But the sizing and the individual seats of the players and with their numbers of jerseys and all of it, the TV, the scoreboard, not the scoreboard, the tactical board, and the screens that are needed, the fridge and the massage table, all of it is going to be added into the new change room. Additionally, there is going to be a medical room that is going to be attached to the change room, and the medical room is also expected to have the state-of-the-art equipments that are needed in a normal football pitch, with all the medical gadgets needed for a medical room as expected of a stadium. So virtually, these are some of the works that we are doing at the preliminary stage. And then by extension also the scoreboard needs to change, and then the floodlights also need to change. But the initial thing that we're doing excludes the scoreboard and the floodlights, because of the fact that these are the things that are needed for CAF to approve for us, and then government would then look into the areas as possibilities of having the new scoreboard. Actually, there is a new scoreboard, but it's not the electronic scoreboard, so let me just make that clear also. And the floodlight. So virtually, these are some of the works that are going to happen here. So that's why we don't just call it a refurbishment, we will call it a remodeling, because a lot of almost whatever is here right now is going to change. And the new idea also is we're going to rename the pavilions to some new names that are attached to our sports and our football. So the two companies that have eventually, actually three companies that have eventually been identified to do the job is on one part is Jigo Construction, because the work lot came from the Ministry of Works in 4 lots. So we have lot 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Jigo Construction is doing lot 1 and lot 4, and then 2 other companies that have jointly done the bidding as a joint venture. In the company name is CFTM and Integrad Group. CFTM is a Gambian company, and they did a joint venture with Integrad Group, which is a company from Turkey, like they call it now, is doing lot 2 and lot 3, and the total cost for the work is $160 million for all the works that have been identified here, and they're expected to last for 6 months, effective mid of December, which is around the 20th when we sign the contract, and it's going to run for 6 months. So we're expecting that by May, end of May, around that end, the works will be completed as per the contract that has been signed. And of course, one technical question that will come up is our next game is in March. So what is going to happen in March? That's a very difficult answer. I'm preempting the possibilities of those questions. It's difficult to answer, but what we know is that the total work period is 6 months, and our March is in about 2.5 months from now. So we're going to rush through to see what's possible in terms of what is doable now against the next game. And if we're able to do the basic work that is needed to get temporal approval for just 1 match, that would be great. If not, what is clear and what is on paper is that the entire work period should take about 6 months. So this is the message that we just wanted to let the people know, and to reassure Gambians again, especially the sports enthusiasts or football lovers, that work has started at the stadium, and in a minute or so we will go around and see what is going to happen. And by the time the stadium is ready in the next 6 months, it's going to be a completely different independent stadium. And so that's pretty much what we wanted to share. If there are questions, maybe a few questions, then we can take that and we can proceed to do the inspection.
ñoo dem xool job bu nga xam ne rek moom moo dooragum si Independence Stadium bi comme nu leen ko déggee si lu ministre wax liggéey bi dina jël almost 6 months loolu la liggéey bi di jël pour mu pare si Independence Stadium bi.
Some other areas like the toilet and the security office here. This is like very heavy something. So little materials in here that we can use. Salary out. Inside here. Now we are talking about the new dressing room. New dressing room. Well, the full commissioners room more economy. Maybe the new dressing room will be starting from here, from this door, all the way. We are moving. We'll be going up. So the dressing room, Philamo the ending point of the new international dressing room. Here. About 12 meters. He's explaining that from there, all the way to here, is where the new international dressing room is. 15 meters.
They will get rid of that.
Because it's simply
Director, yes. Here. Yes. Here might will be used for local dressing. Local dressing. But we are going to have some others on outside for outside toilets. For outside toilets, for maybe to give them some kind of local place. We have Doping room. I think. Doping room. Huh? Doping room.
Se ñëwel naaj
Then we'll use as a doping room. But there will be a special office here and a waiting room here. And this wall will be demolished to make a toilet. At least one shower, one toilet, one wash hand basin to go. So medical, still medical room here. The same creation, that for it, waiting, toilets, everything here too. So walls will be demolished and toilet will be created. It will be fully equipped, full time, 100%. About 56. All requirements and stuff will be because all what they were saying is like it doesn't have to be over there. Everything football needs to be one side. So we are bringing everything around here. All this area, it meant for football, only football.
so here is for the press
Conference, yes. Directly from the dressing room to the press conference. But it will be out of this wall will be out.
okay
And they will do their creation in their toilets and everything. Will be there and will be full equipped, PA system and everything. These are the types. So we call here like the mix zone.
mix zone yeah
Here is the mix zone. Here.
yeah mix zone
So female mix zone is in the middle of two sides of the dressing room. Home and away. All the time right is home, left is away. This door, everything will be demolished, will be created to be a rack, just like a rack. And outside will be made properly so that if there is serious emergency, ambulance can enter to this point. Here is the referee's dressing room. Here. But this wall, you will see it now with this. It will be more big more. And here will be used as a toilet for the toilets. Here. So this room will be this room will be more big. All these things will be out, everything, and it will be fully equipped like CAF requirements.
okay
Exactly. So this place will be locked. Here will be sealed, here will be sealed. We are transforming this room to make it the chief security room here. Here. Like that. That's in room number 2. From that edge, the same 15 meters we get that side. It's the same 15 meters we get this side. So all these walls in between will be demolished. Every wall from that area to this will be a very long hall. This time we will be through to that edge. It will be this side is the ending point of the process.
Like you were saying, that was everything that happened to you guys concerning the limitation of the stadium. He explained everything. And as you can see, construction is ongoing. And for now, we are demolishing. We are removing the existing doors and windows. And yeah, that's all for now. And hopefully, inshallah, when we are done with this, you'll be very happy.